All right, you know what it is. It's your boy Inquiring Minds. We want to know. We got another one, and this one is about the plasma apocalypse. I know y'all like, what is that? We never heard of that. Uh, but we about to find out today, man. A lot of people think plasma is the reason behind a lot of ancient stuff in the past and stuff that we can't explain. It's called the plasma apocalypse, bro. We gonna get into it. Let's see what they talking about.
In 1989, a solar storm hit Quebec. The storm only lasted a few hours, but it knocked out power for 9 million people. And this was a blessing. Without the Earth's magnetic field, the damage would have been much worse. Our magnetic field protects us. It's been our shield for billions of years, stopping deadly radiation and keeping our planet survivable. But that shield isn't perfect, and sometimes it fails. Scientists recently found proof inside an old stalagmite from a cave in China. Earth's magnetic field can flip, not slowly over thousands of years, fast, sometimes in just 100 years. The last big flip happened 780,000 years ago, and we're overdue for a big one. But smaller shifts, they happen much more often. When the field flips, the shield weakens to about 10% strength. When that happens, our defenses fail.
All right, so he said the last flip happened 780,000 years ago. So just think of all the history that we can't account for. And I think all that ancient history is so old that we get mixed up with old legends and myths and everything like that because it's so old that we can't verify it. We can't say this is true. We don't know if this is a fairy tale. So just think about that, y'all. 780,000 years ago. And apparently humans was around for that. And let's hear what he got to say.
Fail quickly. Solar radiation hits the surface. Plasma from the sun floods the atmosphere. Our magnetic field is weakening right now. It's already 10% weaker since the 1800s. Over the South Atlantic, satellites have...
Is that why it's so hot? Or he said magnetic field, so that's different than the ozone. Because they say the ozone is the reason it's so hot. But I think the magnetic field and the ozone go hand in hand.
Been disabled, and the North Magnetic Pole is moving 34 miles a year towards Siberia and moving faster every year. Something is happening.
Okay, so remember that the North Pole. So he just said the North Pole can move, which means now it's starting to make sense to me because I was watching another video and this dude was saying the North Pole is like where the Garden of Eden is at. It's like it's everything. It's the center of the whole world. And now me just hearing this, he's saying the North Pole moves. So that means the North Pole, it hasn't been where it's been at. Like where it's at right now is not where it's been throughout history, which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep listening though.
Our ancestors have legends about the last magnetic flip and danger from the sun. The stories are terrifying. They knew this was a cycle. They left warnings for future generations carved in stone. But those warnings are being ignored. Maybe we should start paying attention, because the cycle is about to repeat.
Oh, wait. If you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or Gilbert Street...
This is the money glitch that's getting former
YouTube Premium. Get rid of them commercials, y'all. Look out.
Yeah, human.
And
I
share.
need cash fast.
I already don't like where this is going.
Listen, I got a real legal emergency, so if you could just hand over the company card.
I'm not handing anything over. You still owe me from the last time.
Oh, so now you have an issue with my ergonomic leather harness purchase?
I've always had a problem with that.
Yeah.
What?
Anyway, back to the ATM. These lawyers...
It starts small,
story
a bill you
time
can't
with real
pay,
niggas,
then
man.
another. Suddenly your mailbox is full of final notices, destroyed, bad or fixed on Google, and you feel stuck, but from starting to get out forever.
Yeah, so the pain of doing time at Folsom. That's how I hurt my back.
How'd you hurt your back? Did you... Solar weather can be calm or chaotic. It's a cycle. The Earth's magnetic field is stable, then it flips. It's also a cycle. The danger isn't so much the flip of the poles, it's the time in between. When the poles flip, the Earth's magnetic field becomes twisted and tangled and very weak. That leaves us vulnerable to solar weather. In 1921, a big solar storm hit Earth. Telegraph stations caught fire, railroad equipment melted, the sky turned deep red as far south as Texas. And that happened with our magnetic shield at full strength. Imagine that same storm hitting today with our weakened field. The damage would be huge. Plasma could fry every electronic device on Earth. Phones, TVs, computers, the entire internet, gone. Communities would be cut off. Power grids would fail. Modern life then breaks down in minutes. Think about New York City, Chicago, Beijing, in total darkness for weeks. Chaos is an understatement.
Right. But it gets deeper. It gets way deeper than that. That's some regular shit that's going to end up happening. Like, back in the day when this was happening, I'm pretty sure they didn't even care because they probably didn't even have these type of things that we got now. They didn't have no cell phones. They didn't have none of that. But it's deeper than just that. Other stuff starts to happen. That's why y'all got to keep watching.
That was 1921. September 1859 was worse. The Carrington event. Telegraph operators got shocked from their own machines. Sparks flew everywhere. Paper caught fire. The northern lights moved so far south, they were seen in Cuba. People woke up at 2 a.m. and birds started singing. They thought it was morning. The sky was bright enough to read a newspaper outside. Frederick Drew was in Kashmir, India. He wrote in his journal, quote, "The whole northern hemisphere was as light as though the sun was beginning to rise." He described the sky, all crimson, a most vivid blood red color. Drew wasn't a scientist, he just wrote what he saw. Ships at sea were lost. Compasses spun wildly, useless. Sailors saw the ocean glow a strange blue-green light. This wasn't sunlight. It wasn't the ocean. It was plasma, pure energy from space, slipping through our weak magnetic shield. Scientists found proof of an even bigger event, 1770. Captain James Cook saw it near Indonesia. Chinese astronomers recorded a massive sunspot, twice the size of any seen before. Auroras lasted 9 straight days. Ancient myths talk about this. In Norse legend, Ragnarok, the sky opens, fire giants pour through. The Hopi, Maya, and other native people have similar stories of fire raining from the sky. These legends come from different cultures, different continents, but they all describe the same thing. The sky turns to fire, strange things appear, reality breaks down. Our ancestors were surprised by these events. They had warning systems, more advanced than we thought. Systems maybe still working today. They knew the signs and carved them into stone, and we're seeing those signs right now. The ancients were prepared. They built monuments that we thought were for worship, but they were actually for protection.
Hey, that remind me, have you ever seen that show, The 100? And on The 100, it's a lot of seasons too, so this is like one of the ending seasons where they made it. They was on a whole nother planet. But they used to have these solar eclipses, and it used to drive people crazy. They would have to lock each other down, like they would have to lock each other up, basically, like handcuff you to like a bed or a door, because everybody would go crazy, start hallucinating and killing each other. So that just reminded me of that TV show, The 100. It was a good show. Check it out if y'all ain't seen it. I'm tired of these commercials though.
Survivors of abuse connected to the Church of Latter-day Saints, listen up. In most states, you can now file a...
The ancients knew about the violent solar cycle. They built monuments and used rituals for protection. Look at winter solstice traditions. Almost every major culture has one. They all involve keeping a flame burning through the darkest days. The Yule log, the Festival of Lights, the Christmas candle. These weren't just celebrations, they were ancient protection rituals. Ancient Egyptians celebrated the Demon Days, a 5-day festival during the darkest time of year. They believed this is when the dark spirits could enter our world. Their protection? Keep flames burning constantly.
Yes, because a lot of other people have this same theory of the plasma apocalypse. They believe things can enter our world because the firmament breaks down. The firmament protects us from things outside of this world. Hey, like they said, we can't get out, nothing can get in. Allegedly, we never been to the moon. Satellites are not in space. They still in our atmosphere, which means they're not outside of the firmament. Even matter of fact, and even the moon is allegedly inside the firmament. Even the sun is allegedly inside the firmament. But yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip. So they say once the firmament opens up, which I don't, you know, it's in the Bible. They say firmament, so it is what it is. We call it like atmosphere. He's saying it's the magnetic field across the planet. But once it breaks down, stuff comes in. Reality that you know starts to break down. But this is where a lot of myths and ancient tales supposedly come from, when the magnetic field breaks down. And like he said, it lets plasma in that shouldn't be here on Earth. It lets it in the Earth for a short amount of time.
Roman Saturnalia, Celtic winter solstice, Chinese Dong.
Okay, and then what is plasma? We got to break down what plasma is. Boom, we got it right here. Oh, wait, no, we don't. Okay, this is some whole other shit I was looking at for another video. But we're going to scroll up because I think it's right here, plasma. Boom, let's see what plasma is. Just so y'all know.
Resurrection. If you want,
Okay. All right, so I would have to start a whole new one. This is from another different video, but plasma could be different things in science and physics. Plasma is a state of matter. Plasma is often called the fourth state of matter, alongside solid. We know about solids, we know about liquid, and we know about gas. So the fourth state of matter would be plasma, which is to believe, like if you believe in ghosts, spirits, or anything like that. I don't know if y'all remember Ghostbusters. They used to have the plasma vacuum sucker things. That's how they catch the ghosts, you know what I'm saying? Because supposedly the ghosts and spirits and stuff like that, orbs, all of that is made out of plasma. If you need a scientific word to describe it in science, it would be plasma.
Festival all featured continuous flames, light during the darkest days. The Persian Shab Yalda festival celebrated light over darkness by keeping candles burning all night long. And here's what's interesting. These rituals match periods of high solar activity and weakened magnetic fields. Ice core samples show proof of major solar events that line up with the timing of these ancient festivals. These cultures had no contact, yet they all shared the same fear, obsessed with keeping flames burning, and at the exact same time of year. They remembered something we forgot, something ancient, something dangerous. The Department of Defense knows what's coming. They have plans for the aftermath. The plasma hits, electronics stop, air pressure drops, people bleed from their ears, from their nose, and then creatures appear.
Yes, creatures appear, and that's when it's about to get a little deeper. The air pressure will drop, apparently, allegedly, supposedly, because the magnetic field is broke, if we're going to look at it scientifically. But it's because the firmament is opened up. You know, we're in a sealed off system. And just because I say the firmament, don't think that I'm saying the earth is flat. I'm not into that. I'm not saying that. I don't believe that. But whether it's flat or not, it doesn't matter, man. It's a firmament. It's in the Bible. We in a closed off space. We in a closed off protected space from the rest of the universe, or whatever else you want to call it. Once it opens up, nigga, we're in a pressurized system, a magnetic system. It's all type of systems on this planet. All right, we're just gonna get into the video.
The government calls them phanazoids, beings from another dimension. They slip through when reality weakens. They look like microscopic life blown up to a massive size. Think tardigrade the size of a building. This isn't science fiction. The DoD has Con-Plan 8888. It details different scenarios. When the magnetic field collapses, they expect temporary reanimation of recently deceased organic matter. In other words, zombies.
Yes. Plasma, bro. Plasma. Like I said, it's supposed to be what ghosts, spirits, and all that stuff is made out of. It is energy, pure energy. The energy that's inside of you, inside of your body, making it work. You know what I'm saying? Making you move around. It is you. So this same energy, once it gets into our atmosphere and into the planet, will be able to animate life. You know what I'm saying? So anything that can hold that charge, it's going to go in there and animate it. So if it's a dead body, it's going to reanimate that body because that body can hold a charge. It's just like a broken toy. You could put a battery inside of a broken toy. The toy may not work how you wanted it to work, but as long as the battery is still good, like the area where you put the battery, the positive and negative, as long as that works, it's still going to have power. It's still going to power on. It just might not work the same. So I believe that's what they're trying to say when they say zombies.
Military has a guide on how to survive a zombie apocalypse, and most people think it's a joke. But the first line of the program, quote, "This plan was not actually designed as a joke."
Right. And that is definitely in the CDC, how to prepare for a zombie apocalypse or how to survive. That's definitely there. I remember seeing that during the pandemic in like 2020. I remember seeing that. I forgot. I must have seen that on like Alex Jones or something. And they had posted the new CDC guidelines, how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Everybody played it off like it's a joke. I mean, we can all laugh about it. But the government studies all this stuff, bro. They study all these myths. They study all these ancient ruins, ancient scribes, any ancient writing, and throughout all these ancient, from all these different cultures all across the planet, they all have similar stories. A lot of stuff seems unbelievable, but the government studies it and they know what's up, and they know science now, and the science it only lines up with it now. Now that we know a lot more about science, everything is lining up, and that's why they have these plans. They're gonna act like it's a joke until it's not a joke. It's there for a reason.
Former Marine Sergeant Jim Sparks says he was part of a classified exercise in 2009, codenamed Broken Mirror. It simulated a massive solar flare, triggering electromagnetic anomalies worldwide. Sparks says his unit trained to contain biological entities of unknown origin, entities appearing during the event. A declassified CIA document from 1976 is titled Electromagnetic Effects on Human Tissue. It discusses plasma's strange properties.
Grip, stability, precision. That's the essence of driving. Lawfin.
3 words. Teen driver reports.
The report says plasma can show almost intelligent behavior under certain conditions and appear to respond to consciousness. 3 pages are still classified. The Russians studied this since the 1950s. Their name for phanozoids? Plasma ghosts. Soviet scientists believed these things were always here, but only visible during geomagnetic events. Many governments fear that if plasma makes it to the surface, it will look for organic vessels. And Earth has millions of organic vessels capable of using electricity all over the world. They're called human corpses. The ancient Egyptians seemed to understand this energy. Researchers at Cairo University found that ancient Egyptian mummies have high levels of conductive metals, copper, gold, special salts. These materials form pathways through the bodies. This wasn't just symbolism, this was circuitry. So many governments of the world, including our own, fear that our weakening shield means the next storm won't just turn off the lights, it could turn on the dead.
Right. And the ancient Egyptians definitely believed that. I don't know if they believed it was like plasma, like, because all these new words, bro, this is like, all these new words is just a scientific way of explaining this type of stuff. I don't think the Egyptians was like, oh, we can't wait till the plasma comes back. Basically what I'm saying is they definitely believe that they will be reanimated and come back to life. That's why they was wrapped and mummified, to try to preserve their body, and that's why they was buried. Like when a pharaoh or something got killed, man, they would kill a dog, his cats, his pets, and bury all his jewelry over there. Sometimes even his family, man, and put them all in the same place with the dude. And because he believes to come back to life, and he wants to have all his money, his jewels. He wants to have his dog, his cat, his pets, everything back. He basically wants to start back off where he left off at. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they used to believe. So that's kind of crazy.
The ancients knew about plasma. They didn't just light candles, they built structures, massive structures, to channel the energy, or maybe contain it. The Nazca lines in Peru, massive drawings on the ground, you can only see them from high in the air. Some scientists think these patterns might be landing strips to attract plasma energy, channel it during geomagnetic events. The desert floor there conducts electricity well, an ideal material for plasma interaction. Giant stone structures like Stonehenge, the pyramids.
I was just about to say the pyramids, but he already said it. Yeah, the pyramids is known to attract energy, for sure. They're not even sure. Still not even sure what the pyramids is to this day.
Sites across South America. They all share key electrical properties. They sit on limestone bedrock. Limestone conducts electricity. Many of these structures contain quartz. Quartz creates electrical charges under pressure. Their positions around the globe create a vast network, almost like a planetary circuit. After the Apollo missions ended...
Oh, you know what? Before we get... Because I got a question. I want to ask this to ChatGPT. Is electricity... what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Is electricity plasma? My bad, y'all. I'm typing very slow because I'm working on a small ass laptop. So yeah, just bear with me. Okay, electricity itself isn't plasma, but plasma can carry electricity extremely well. Okay. Here's the difference. Electricity is the flow of charged particles, usually electrons, through a conductor like copper wire. Plasma is a state of matter where a gas becomes so energized that electrons break free from atoms, creating a mix of free electrons and ions. So plasma is gas that's just hella energized, like with electricity, like so much electricity. So electricity by itself is not plasma, but plasma contains electricity so much that it's not electricity no more. It's just like electricity, it's energy. It's crazy. Yeah. All right. So that was enough of that. You know what I'm saying? We got a good idea.
We pulled our space programs back. So why, in the past few years, is there sudden urgency to go to deep space? It makes sense if you're worried about the plasma apocalypse. They're not trying to reach other planets. They're trying to escape this one. We're already seeing the warning signs. Strange sounds in the sky, like massive sheets of ice cracking. People call them sky trolls.
I mean, even if you escape the planet, it's probably way more plasma just out there. And that's why I think that they never even escaped the planet. You know what I'm saying? They just got real high up in the sky. They ain't escaped the planet, bro. You can't get out of the firmament, period. And the moon is, whether they went to the moon or not, I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. The moon is inside the firmament still. Just in case y'all was wondering. So all this, oh, we've been to space, we've been to the moon, all that's cool, bro. That's still inside of the firmament, nigga. Like, look it up. It's science. The moon is still inside of our atmosphere. There's different levels of the atmosphere. I don't even want to break it down. Stratosphere, all the shit's like you know. I did the research before. We could do a whole nother video on all that if you don't believe it or need some more proof. Or I'm not even here to tell you what to believe, man. I'm just letting you know. We just taking the information, man. It's story time with a real nigga, like right here on Inquiring Minds.
Trumpets, or atmospheric groans, documented in over 40 countries. They happen most often in areas with unusual geomagnetic activity. The magnetic pole races towards Siberia, faster than ever recorded. The South Atlantic anomaly is growing larger. Our electrical grid is weaker than ever. And the sun? It's entering a period of high activity. The storm is coming, and we are not prepared. We built our world on technology. That technology makes us feel powerful, but it's actually made us more vulnerable. It's just a matter of time before technology betrays us. And let's see how long our great civilization lasts once the lights go out.
Live in California? You could be owed thousands right now.
Damn, they got a lot
We're
of
looking for
shit.
10 more car accident victims to try our 2020.
Not gonna lie.
The plasma apocalypse is something that really scares me. But Thanazoids, zombies, ancient warnings carved in stone. Let's separate facts from the fiction. Earth's magnetic field is weakening. The North Magnetic Pole is shifting faster than before. That's confirmed. Scientists measure it. Since the 1800s, the field strength dropped about 10%. The European Space Agency's swarm satellites track these changes. It's real. The South Atlantic anomaly is real. It fluctuates.
All right, so all this stuff is real. The video getting kind of long. And look what I'm saying. Like, we all know magnetic fields is all that shit is real. I'm not here to say Thanazoids is real. I'm not here to say zombies is real. I'm not here to do none of that, man. We just having a story time, man. We just taking in information, man. Just don't do the wrong thing with it. I'm not gonna be the one to tell you to believe in none of this shit, but it is interesting, and y'all need to do your own research, man. Open up your mind, man, because this type of stuff that'll bring peace to the world. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to be all the little stuff that we worry about. It's really not that important, man. There's big things going on, and y'all need to focus, man, because everybody trapped in a matrix inside of a matrix inside of a matrix inside of another matrix, and you worried about some dumbass shit. So, man, I want everybody to have a good day, good night, whenever you watching it. Like, subscribe, share, please, and comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Give me your thoughts. Till next time, man, I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. You know what it is. It's Inquiring Minds, story time with a real nigga. Peace out.